Buenos días, chicos. ¿Cómo están? So in this video lesson, we are going to be going over some more irregular preterite verbs, specifically the verbs that have a U in their stem, which are the verbs poder, poner, saber, tener, estar, andar, haber, and caber. So quite a few, which a lot of them are very common verbs. So go ahead and you should have in front of you your guided notes, and you should be on the page that you see right here in front of you, right, for U stems, okay? So let me pull up our PowerPoint, and we're going to start going through these. Alright, so the first thing that you want to definitely write down are your endings for U stems, okay? So each one of these verbs, we're going to get a new stem for it, and then use these endings, which are e, iste, o, imos, and hierron, as an ending when we conjugate it. And notice, they do not have any accent marks, okay? Our irregular verbs will not have any accent marks. So, here are our new stems, and you don't necessarily have to write these down right now. I'm going to go ahead and put all of these up here, okay? I'm going to explain how these are going to work, okay? So if you have the verb poder, which means to be able, its new stem is pud, okay? And then the endings you'll use will be over here. So yo would be pude, tu, pudiste, okay? So you guys can see how it works. And then we're going to go through these one at a time, all right? So these are our verbs that are going to be considered U stems, right? Because if you notice, they all have what in it? A U, right? So that's kind of something that's going to keep them organized, nice and neat together for us, so we can learn them more easily. All right, so our first verb is poder, which means to be able, right? Notice in the past tense, preterite tense, it'll mean was or were able. In other words, if I said, in this case, pude, that would mean I was able to, and I did, so I succeeded. Okay, so it kind of has takes on a new meaning a little bit in the past tense. So let's go ahead and write down these forms and say them with me. Pude, pudiste, pudo, pudimos, pudieron. Right? Notice the stem is pud, and then we use e, iste, o, imos, hierron as our endings. Okay, so comparing present with preterite tense, remember in present tense, poder was the O to UE stem changer, okay? So in the present tense, let me move my webcam out of the way. In the present tense, you can see, right, puedo, puedes, puede, podemos, pueden, okay? Puedo, I'm able to. Pude, I was able to, and I did succeed. All right. Poner, which means to place or to put, okay? Past tense, it means placed or put as well. And this would also be the same for like a verb like ponerse, like to put on oneself, okay? So its new stem is pus, and so here's how we pronounce these. You can say these with me. Puse, pusiste, puso, pusimos, pusieron. Right? So like puso, he put. Or if I use the reflexive verb, se puso, he put on. Right? Like se puso la ropa, he put on clothes. Comparing present with preterite, poner as in your regular yo in present tense. Pongo, right? And then everything else is just a normal ER verb. Pones, pone, ponemos, ponen. Okay? Saber, it means to know, as in knowing facts and information. In the past tense, if I knew it and I completed that knowledge, I found out. Okay? So it changes the meaning a little bit in the past tense. So let's go ahead and say these with me. Supe, supiste, supo, supimos, supieron. And let's take a look at present tense to compare between present and past. So in present tense, it has an irregular yo form. Yo sé, I know, and everything else is normal. Sabes, sabe, sabemos, saben. Right? Sabemos, we know. Supimos, we found out. Tener, right? To have. Past tense would be had. So here are our forms. Tuve, tuviste, tuvo, tuvimos, tuvieron. And in present tense, we remember tener was a little bit weird. It has an irregular yo of tengo, and then it's kind of like a half of a boot. It changes E to IE. Tienes, tiene, tenemos, tienen. Right? Tengo, I have. Tuve, I had. And also remember, we have tener plus que plus infinitive, like I have to do something. The same thing will work in the past tense. Like I had to do something. Yo tuve que viajar. I had to travel. Okay. Estar, right? Similar to say, it means to be, but this is for temporary things. Like location, your health, your emotions, okay? So let's go ahead and say these. Estuve, estuviste, estuvo, estuvimos, estuvieron, right? Notice it's similar to tener as far as the stem and sound, okay? In present tense, right, it was an irregular verb, really weird, right? So estoy, estás, está, estamos, están. And remember the accent marks in present tense, right? ¿Dónde estás? Where are you? ¿Dónde estuviste? Where were you? Andar, remember, is a synonym for caminar, to walk. In the past tense, it'll mean walked. And so let's go ahead and say these. Anduve, anduviste, anduvo, anduvimos, anduvieron. In present tense, andar was just normal AR verb. Take off the AR, add your AR endings. Ando, andas, anda, andamos, andan, right? Yo ando, yo anduve. I walk, I walked. Haber. Haber we've seen before, but we haven't realized it. It's a really interesting word in Spanish, kind of different, okay? So I'm actually going to fast forward to present tense so you know what we're talking about. Let me move my webcam a little bit. Alright, so in present tense, if you look at where I'm pointing my mouse at, I means there is or there are, okay? That is a form of the verb haber, okay? Which is like to have existence or to be. Like if I said I, there, like hay un libro, there is a book, okay? Haber also has these other forms in present tense, but we're not going to worry about those. I just put them there because so that you can see them. But those would be used for things like I have studied, or I have learned, or have you left, right? Those are things you would learn in like Spanish 3. But all we really need to know is the verb I, okay? That's present tense, for there is or there are. So let me go back to this right here. Past tense of haber, for preterite tense, is hubo, okay? And notice that is the only form that there is, because the past tense of there is or there are would be there was or there were, hubo. And so that's the only form that you ever need to use. Like, there was an accident, hubo un accidente, okay? That's how we would, basically how we would use it. Alright, caber means to fit, right? Like to fit in a box, to fit in the room, okay? Notice the past of fit is fit. Alright, so let's go ahead and say these forms with me. Cupe, cupiste, cupo, cupimos, cupieron, right? Like I fit, you fit, it fit, etc. In present tense, we never really worried about the verb caber too much in present tense. Didn't use it a whole lot. But it does have an irregular yo, which is super weird. Quepo, right? That would be I fit. But the rest are normal. Cabes, cabe, cabemos, caben. It doesn't fit. No cabe. It didn't fit. No cupo. Alright, and that concludes our video over U stems.